Welcome to the next episode of The Old and the Restless. So, quick recap. If you didn't listen to the last video, 4 years ago I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to New Orleans, Louisiana because my dad had a stroke. In April 2020, in the midst of COVID, my dad had his second stroke. So at this point, everything has changed and everything has fallen on me. So I've taken the brunt of not only my dad and everything in his world, but also my life and my son's life. Well, let's just say things are about to get interesting, and let's talk about it. When my dad gets mad at me, he has done and will do some crazy ass shit. This latest episode of him getting mad at me is because it could be because of two things. One, of a woman. Two, control over his assets. Now, mind you, if you listen to the last video, my dad is very unhealed in his trauma that he's experienced all through his life. To a point that I am getting the brunt of whatever a woman has done to him, he's putting it on me. So this latest episode has caused him to do some crazy stuff. You may be asking, well, Ashley, what crazy stuff is he doing? Well, let's start here. Disclaimer, he is on the cusp of dementia. So right now, my dad is giving me adolescent teenage vibes. Meaning, he's doing shit without really thinking holistically about the repercussions of what it's going to do. So, prime example. I found out he closed his bank account. What does that mean? Every bill that has come through that account will now be out in the world, out in the ethers. How will they get paid? That is a good question. Because he's not talking to me, he's keeping his mouth tight-lipped. He doesn't know yet that I know that he closed the account, but what happened was a bill was supposed to get paid, and I get an email saying, hey, the bill didn't go through this because his account's closed. So I've contacted Capital One because Capital One, when I first moved down here and me and my dad agreed that I was going to be power of attorney, has received a copy of our documents, our legal binding documents saying, hey, I'm power of attorney. Now I'm waiting for a couple of days to call them back to see why did the account get closed? What's going on? So as you can imagine, there's going to be a trickle-down effect that's going to affect everything. And this is going to be interesting because I'm going to let it happen. Every time a woman is involved, shit goes down. And